Terra Classic, price prediction, and technical analysis. We're going to take a deep dive on the Binance as well. I had a lot of people asking me that's where they're trading it, but first, welcome back. Moneybags Rico here, bringing you financial awareness to a crypto space that is changing on the hour, every hour. With that being said and out the way, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and that bell notification should be lit. So like that, you guys do not miss out when we're over here experiencing the abundance of money. That's what we're doing, okay? We got Luna erasing the zero like I stated in the last video would do. Go ahead and check out the last video on Terra Classic. So that's what we had happen. Of course, we're going to do a deep dive. I like to come here and check out the market sentiment. We got this at 89%, which is really good. I remember when the crash happened, this was obviously very low. We have, overall comments, don't sell. It's just the beginning. I snatched up a decent size of Luna Classic when I was looking at that setup. Remember in the last video, we were looking prime for that setup. And also, if you got in on the setup, we finally have this little pattern that I always been showing you guys in the last video. We had that happen now. We have that exact higher low, made the setup. Now look at the breakout. Why was this the breakout? Well, we remember that the breakout was set up in the last video we stated because the psychological barrier of erasing the zero, which, the volume was up over 300%. So that's why I thought that it would do it that same day. It didn't do it that day. It's not always going to be perfect. That's why this is not financial advice. You guys should do your own research. But it did make a nice setup and it started to look really, really well. Then we had that test, the setup, right? It's supposed to do that. Go up, back down, show the traditional traders that we made a new higher low and this is our new support. And that's what's going to happen. And if you guys look at the other videos, when you see another chart, notice that we're going through a lot of different tokens and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter. The patterns are almost looking identical. They happen in different time frames. They happen at different price points. But nonetheless, the pattern seems to be very familiar to me. And I hope that you guys are starting to pick that up as well. The breakout point was right here at that psychological barrier of erasing the zero. And now, of course, we broke up to the top to that all-time high. I didn't mark it at the wick. I marked it at the body of the candle. As we can tell, the price did get rejected right there. So this is where we're going to pay attention to it. And I marked this little channel right here in between. We could see, if we notice over here, let's go ahead and mark this up with an upward arrow and save this up to make sure we don't miss out. It's hidden right in between there. So we have these that held the support right there. So we possibly, could see maybe it come back down and do what we like to see, right? Up, back down, some green candles. That helps us identify. No chart can just continue to just keep skyrocketing up, 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 up without it communicating with you. Don't look at it as something bad. When you see it go red and then, this happens, look at it like the chart being able to communicate with you. And now you understand what it's saying. What am I going to be doing? Because remember, trading with the trend is your friend. So you want to be able to communicate with your friend, right? We got the MFI up here in the overbought area. That's why I have this channel marked up, as well as looking at the candles over the SAR dots. Notice that when it's very bullish, they're very tight together. Dot, 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 dot. They start to lose that momentum. And we looked at the MACD as well. We're in the overbought range. The MFI is in the overbought range. So we could see where this is that 61.8 average. If we marked it up from the top, this is around that area of that 61.8 Fibonacci sequence. So that's where, even on the MFI, if you marked it, if we got a horizontal line, we could see the same kind of pattern play, especially if the momentum stays pretty bullish. Notice that right there, where we would have to get out of this overbought range for just a little bit. But if we can find support where the money flow index finds support right in this range, this is at the 57, it could be in that area right there. And then that's where we'll see some consolidation to then break past this and then make a design like this. And nonetheless, with FOMO kicking in, that's an indicator that nobody has one for. But, the way it starts to pump up, it can just disregard all of that. As we can see on the MACD right here, if we make this a little bit bigger, on the MACD, we start to see that the blue line, it's crossed back over out of nowhere. We're already in the overbought. This is where, we would have said, okay, it's lost its momentum. This was an exit right here, not financial advice, right? But the blue line crossed to the downside. But look at how it plays around right now. And that's where, there's a lot of emotions right now going on with Luna Classic, because obviously people want to make some of the money back, and I want them to make that money back as well. And there's some volatility in this token, Luna Classic, that there's money on the table for people like me who like to scalp. Right now we have on the 1 hour chart, notice how that exact line that I pointed out is held by a support on that money flow index now. And on the 1 hour chart, we're looking like that's exactly where we bounced off and we're moving to the top side. If we go ahead and lower the chart a little bit more and go down to the 30-minute chart, we can see a more bullish momentum stepping in If you can see, these are little areas that we're going to be paying attention to, because even right here, it respected this line. These were times when the price couldn't go above that line. So that's an area that we're going to be paying attention to as this chart continues to develop. We have the blue line over the orange, or over the red, I mean. So like I said, it's starting to look very bullish. If we can get right above this and, you know, make that higher low, which technically right now we're making higher lows. We found our support, you know, we're marching along right there to the right there. And then right here, this is right above the line. This one technically is right there, a perfect higher low. This is the trend is moving that way. The only thing that we have a doji candle at the top, it could signify that the chart could reverse a little bit down to the downside for a second, just to take a breath. And there we go, showing that right there, that, you know, that doji candle was correct, that, you know, the trend wanted to switch over just for a second, most likely to catch its breath, you know. So we see that happening. We see the blue line on the 15-minute chart pointing back down. But we're going to be looking at it on the 4-hour chart mainly and paying attention to it like that. I think that's the best way to look at it. Especially even down to the hour chart, it's safe to keep an eye on the setup zones. That's what I would like to do. Let's go ahead and get these arrows out the way and go down to the hour one more time, because the setup will let us know what's going on. So, but we had that setup. So let me know if you guys bought that dip. If you guys watched the last Luna Classic video where I stated, you know, potentially it was going to be erasing to zero. Yeah, it was not that exact day, but when we pay attention to volume, we cannot disregard that, because that means there's money coming in that's going to pump the prices up. We can see the order books are filled up, and market orders are going through nonstop, back to back, on the second, every second. So I want you guys to smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure the bell notification is lit, and continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.